Hey, what's going on, fight fans? Hey, this is Coach D the Wild Man coming at you again with another episode of Coach D Media. Now, you know I do it, Coach D Media. I talk about all things combat sports related, from the highs to the lows. All right, let's go ahead and get back into it. Today, we're going to talk about UFC 320, what went down this past Saturday. It was a good card. It was good. I ain't going to say it wasn't a good card. It was an RIK card. Right? But we're starting to learn a lot about MMA wrestling and aggressive wrestling in general is still dominant. When you got a wrestler who combines the rest of mixed martial arts around his wrestling, he's a mother effing handful. We're talking about Merab. So, yeah, we got a lot to go into. All right, so let me just go ahead and get started. So, like I said before, it was all right. It was a pretty good card, man. Some good fights, unexpected. So I work with another podcast called Deepwater Podcast, and they had a betting segment, and we're talking about who's going to win and why, and where the odds are at, and how they pick fights, all that kind of good stuff. Pretty interesting. Go ahead and look at the Deepwater Podcast show, on YouTube. You learn some things or two. It's pretty interesting, but. We was getting some wrong. I got some wrong calls, right? So, Magomedov birthed Pyfer, first fight. Pyfer got a better ground game than I thought. I knew he had heavy hands. Both big guys. I figured they were going to both stand on their feet and bang it out. Yo, first round, Magomedov took him down and just controlled him on the ground. After that, boy, Pyfer said, "Look, boy, I'm gonna throw these hands at you. Then we can see where you're gonna go." And throwing hands change fights. People forget that when somebody lands a good shot, it changes your perspective on what's going to happen next. Are you going to be a ground fighter, or are you going to stand up and bang? A lot of people think they tough until you get cracked good. Once Pyfer cracked Magomedov really good with a good shot, changed the rest of the fight from that point on. After that, Pyfer started beginning to impose his will over time. Got him on the ground. Then it was easier to control him because that I don't know, call it fear factor, but that shook factor was there. Ended up getting a submission, which I didn't expect. I go, Pyfer got submissions. I was like, all right. So that's how the first round went down. And Josh Emmett in the second fight, I don't know what he was thinking. Right? I don't know if he was trying to intimidate Layla. I don't know how to say his name. I don't know if he's trying to intimidate with that little jerky, I'm going to come in and throw these bombs at you. I don't know what he was doing, but he just became transparent. He faked one too many times, got taken down. After that, submission victory in like 40, 50 seconds. Not even that, probably less than that. Because, like I said, Josh went out of his game plan, man. You said, hey, you gotta test the joker out, man. You just can't, think. Anyway, Josh got handed real quick. So now, right, Layla, no. Yeah, I don't know how to say his name. Anyway, he bumps up, right? He shows that he's a real threat. He made it look easy, or maybe Josh just made it look bad. It's hard to say what Josh was doing, right? But quick work. Josh got finished real fast. So, yeah, that's how that went. So I was like, okay, well, there you go. 2 in, 2 out. Let's see where we're going. The fight I was really looking for was Roundtree versus Jerry. That's the one I really wanted to see, right? Because we had some back and forths. I had a feeling Roundtree should win based off Jerry's style, but Jerry's style is weathering the mother effing storm. Roundtree was winning both rounds, right? He was getting off his shots, right? He was connecting. Jerry wasn't connecting all that much, right? But Jerry was just able to handle whatever Roundtree threw, and Roundtree hits hard, right? He was just able to weather the storm. So it wasn't like Jerry was a better fighter, right? Roundtree outfought him for the first 2 rounds, no problem. Towards the end of the second round, he was getting tired because he couldn't. Jerry tall, man, long. Roundtree is short and compact. He was missing, right? A lot of his power shots were missing. When he connected good. But when he missed, that's tiring. And staying out the way of a bigger fighter can wear you down over time, right? And that's what Jerry's plan was, to keep pressuring Jerry, and keep him engaging, keep him having to keep on his toes and keep moving backward, keep moving, keep throwing shots. By the end of the second round, Roundtree was exhausted. He was tired. You know, I did a watch party. I was like, okay, I'm watching Roundtree get tired and tired. And each round, I said that the third round, Jerry gonna come at him. That's exactly what he did. Just put that pressure on him. Roundtree's gas tank went, and Jerry knocked Roundtree out, man. So it wasn't being a better fighter. It was just outpacing one guy. He just kept the pressure on him to Roundtree faltered. That's how it went. Right? Kudos to Jerry, man. His strategy worked. He took shots, 2 rounds, but apparently he could take them. He ain't had no bruise on him. He ain't had no damage, right? I was like, shit, all right. Well, shout out to Jerry, man. He knew what the hell he was doing, and it worked in his favor. So, yeah, that was the first three fights. I was like, all right, not bad. Roundtree got he a gatekeeper, but right? It's gonna get rough for Roundtree from this point on. Don't give me Jerry's number 2. I get it. I think Roundtree number 4. Yeah, number 4. So, Jerry's number 2 for a reason. So we can see it. But now, Merab versus Cory, right? That was the one I was like, can Cory solve the problem of Merab? The answer is no. Not only no, but hell no, right? Merab got levels. I didn't think he had levels, but he do. I was like, good God. All right, Merab is not only a handful, not only a real problem, he's a real mother effing problem for a lot of people. Nobody's beating him in his weight class. Nobody. No effing body. Because you gotta be just as good, just as explosive, just as strong, just as tough. Tank got to be just as good. You got too many things that's got to be on par for you to even be able to deal with them for 5 rounds. As long as you got the belt, it's 5 rounds. That's a problem, effing problem. Cory's first round was spot on perfect, right? He was getting off first, getting the shots in, controlling the takedown, pushing off, throwing shots. Cory looked good in the first round. I was like, oh shit, Cory may be able to do a little something. I said, all right, that first round, if he could do that for 5 rounds, he might be able to do something. At least get the first 3 out the way. And then you have to worry about 2, right? To tell the tale and not get submitted and knocked out, right? Shoot. That second round, Merab's like, you trying to make me look like I don't know what I'm doing. Merab turned that shit all the way up. Started flurrying. His flurry almost knocked Cory out in the second round. That flurry was like, good grief. Another level. Punches and bunches like a motherfucker. I was like, God damn. All right. Cory got real problems. And from there, it was downhill. Merab was throwing a takedown from an ankle pick, swinging the guy down. Almost like throwing the guy from his ankle to the ground. Like, get the hell out of here with this shit. Right? Merab was all over from that point on, and Cory was doing nothing but surviving the rest of the match. He got some good shots in from time to time. He recovered, right? Cory was never out of the game physically. He wasn't tired, right? He didn't wear down. He didn't just have enough to get Merab off him. He wasn't strong enough. He couldn't hit him hard enough, right? He couldn't overpower Merab. He was constantly on the defensive, right? Merab got a leg whenever he wanted, got tied up whenever he wanted. He was just too much for Cory, period. It is not that Cory wasn't prepared. He was prepared. He just didn't have enough tools across the board, from speed, strength, endurance, toughness, power, all of it. Merab is just too advanced across the board. I was like, shit, ain't nobody beating Merab. Ain't nobody beating mother effing Merab. I'm here to tell you. I don't know what tools you need to bring in order to beat him. Because your tank got to be there to do it all. If you're a powerful guy, you still got to deliver powerful shots all the effing time. Because if you don't hit him and knock him out, right, you still got to get a couple more shots in to get him, right? If he duck under and take you down, then what? Then what? You see what I'm saying? Merab a handful, y'all. Y'all gonna forget this shit. Merab is a danger. Is a danger, right? I don't know what's worse, getting submitted or going 5 rounds of an ass whooping. I don't know what's worse. Tell you to it. Sean O'Malley ain't never coming back. Sean don't want no parts of Merab. Cory gave everybody a good look of potential way to beat him, get off first, but you still got to do it for 5 rounds, as long as he got the belt, which ain't happening. Ain't happening. A longer fighter has the advantage reach-wise, because you got to do a lot to get in with Merab being a shorter fighter, but that leg is there all the effing time when you're a long-ass fighter. A good wrestler can get that leg any day, anytime you want. Merab did it hands down easy. I was like, damn, Cory got to get the hell out of the way. Couldn't do it. Anyway, that's how that went. So, main event, Ankalaev versus Pereira. Ankalaev. Right? I don't know what you say about that. One good shot, Ankalaev said, the hell, I'm done. So, like I said, I don't even know how to call that fight. Everybody saying, Pereira was so dominant. All right, all he got was one good shot. Ankalaev went down, grind and pound, fight over. I don't know how you say. You could say dominant, but you can say, maybe Ankalaev got rocked real good and he couldn't recover, and he had to get the hell up out of there. I don't know what to tell you, right? I'm gonna tell you on that fight. I'm gonna tell you about that fight. Anyway, it went. Pereira got his fight back. Now he wants to go to heavyweight. Here we go. We'll see. Anyway, because now he need money fights. That was a good fight to get the belt back, but it ain't a money fight, right? He made good money from what I'm saying on YouTube, but now he needs a super fight with a payday come. So freaking Khamzat called him out, which that could be a very good payday, right? So that's what he said he want Jones. So we'll see. We'll see. Speaking of Khamzat, right? Khamzat and Merab are two of the most dangerous fighters in the UFC right now, hands down. Pereira's good, right? But Pereira ain't gonna last long with his feet problems, right? And how he did against his last fight against Ankalaev. They said he was injured. Apparently, injuries ain't going nowhere. How Pereira won was that Pereira normally a slow fighter. He sped that shit up quick, got in quick, got the victory. So that's the only thing he changed, was he didn't start slow. He got right after that shit, got the first good shot off, and the rest of it after that, it was a wrap. So whatever they saw in their previous fight, they knew how to overcome it, and they did. Kudos. But Merab and Khamzat are on totally different levels. They're the most advanced fighters in the UFC, right? Me and my partner, Chris Vargas, right, on the Deepwater podcast, we had a good debate about he was hands down, wrestling beats everybody. Pure wrestling doesn't beat everybody, right? MMA wrestling does. When you combine MMA wrestling to MMA and you seamlessly do it well like Merab is doing, then it becomes a dangerous mother effort skill set. But by itself, no. Because pure wrestling leaves you open by how you wrestle as a wrestler. It leaves a lot of stuff open, like your neck and your arm, on the mat, stuff like that. But when you combine it with MMA and you use it seamlessly, you a mother effing handful a la Merab and Khamzat, right? Ain't nobody beating these two. Excuse me. Anybody beat these two where they at right now? They're not. They're both in their prime. They hungry, right? Islam. Now I gotta take back what I said about Islam shitting on American fighters, right? Because if you're not willing to push your game up to another level and stay hungry, right? Once you start getting money, us in America, once you start getting money, we get effing lazy. Satin sheets, want to drive fancy cars, buy shit, hang out, do parties. We forget about the fight game because we don't have to fight because we got money now. To get punched in the face for free when you broke makes perfect sense because you need to make money. But once you make money, you ain't trying to get punched in the face. Khamzat has a clear understanding of why he's fighting. He needs money to take care of his family, right? That's the only reason he do it. He don't care about the belt. He don't care about none of that, right? To make sure his family is good, he'll damn near kill you, right? I don't quite know what Merab's motivation is right now. Maybe he just enjoys it too much, but they're on another level right now. They're like, look, you not stopping shit I'm doing. And they both proved it against, in title contention shots, right? One getting the belt, one keeping the belt. They both showed you can't stop nothing I'm doing. That's the dangerous motherfucker. Who's stopping that? I'll wait. Who's stopping it? Not a goddamn body. Because you got to want it more than them. And right now, nobody, especially the American fighter, nobody does. So Islam is correct. Based off these two fighters, nobody wants it bad enough as like they do. They willing to go to hell to beat you. Are you willing to do it to stop them? If you are not, you will lose. Cory had a good showing. He ain't have enough. DDP never had enough. Now what you gonna do with these two, right? They can call out wherever. They can call out whoever. It's who takes the fight that I'm concerned with, right? If Khamzat calls out Pereira, is Pereira gonna take the fight? I'm dying to see. He wasn't Jones. Bigger payday, maybe. Who knows? Who else want Merab? I'll wait. You can give him somebody, but who wants him? We'll find out. That's how it went for UFC 322. It was pretty good. Fights going. You see where I'm going with all this shit? Yeah, it's about to get real in these streets. Nobody want Merab. Nobody want him. Khamzat either. Right? We'll see. Right? We got the White House card coming on. Dana White said it's supposed to be the biggest thing ever. We'll see with that too. I don't like mixing sports and politics, but I guess that's where we at. So we see how it goes. Right? Anyway, this is Coach D. Doing what I'm doing, calling it like I see it, talking my share of shit. To hear from me again, peace out.